since the coalition got in. It was one of the things that happened that we immediately decided that we couldn't possibly get behind at all. We need the public services that are being cut. Everybody needs those. We all agree that here. We all know that. But there are a lot of people out there that don't. A lot of people don't know that. And they don't know it because the media sides with the government, basically. The media tell us that it's necessary. Tory party says it's necessary. The Dems say it's necessary. Unfortunately, even Labour say it's necessary at the moment. And the media, it doesn't matter whether it's the TV, radio, newspapers. There are very few newspapers. I think the Morning Star is the only one. I was at the Morning Star thing on Saturday, absolutely brilliant, by the way. They all get behind this. They all say austerity is necessary. But we know it's not. We all in this room know that austerity isn't necessary. And if we needed it, we don't, but if we needed it, we've got the word of some of the most esteemed economists in the world. And these are economists in mainstream economics. Well, left-wing, NEF people or anything like that. There's Steve Keen, who was one of the only people to predict the crash, by the way. There's Paul Krugman, Nobel Prize winner in economics. He said no one outside the UK believes in austerity anymore. Even the World Bank and the IMF don't believe in it. So what are we doing? Re-electing a party because of austerity? And personally, I think, do you remember loads of money? Do you remember that time back in the early 2000s? Yeah. I think we all got collective guilty conscience because we all had debt. I know. But, and we all thought, anyway. Just recently, there's a book being published, How Politics Makes Us Sick. It's not politics, really, it's austerity. And it makes the same point, really, that the Spirit Level did when that came out. And that is that in a more equal society, everybody benefits. And a lot of those benefits are health benefits. So, there are lots of reasons why we want to get rid of austerity. Health is a really good one. And of course, austerity also threatens the health service itself. And that leads us on to TTIP, because that threatens the health service, but it also threatens every other service we have. So, a lot of people here along this table have been talking about joining campaigns together. I've been campaigning long and hard against TTIP, and I'd like people to take that one on board as well, because what you're doing here with PPAC is brilliant, and what the GMB are doing with Green Co. How can we call themselves? Anyway, it's a brilliant fight that you're doing there. So all these campaigns need to join together. That's what Natalie Bennett said in the in the rally 2 weeks ago. Join all the campaigns together. This is a fantastic organisation, umbrella organisation to do it, and the Green Party have been on board with the People's Assembly right from the start. In fact, one of the co-chairs of the People's Assembly is what's her name?
Remain Phoenix.
Remain, sorry, yes, that's her name. Remain Phoenix, who is a Green Party member, and she'll be in Sheffield next week, in this very building, a week today. If anybody who wants to come along, by the way, that's a Green Open Party, Open Green Party meeting. So we'll be discussing austerity. We'll be discussing our response to the re-election of a Tory government and 5, hopefully not 5, more years of austerity. So what do we need to do? Obviously, join together, yes, loads of different campaigns coming together. But one of the things that we don't do very well is actually control the message that goes out to the media. So ahead of June the 20th, we need, here in Sheffield, to be getting onto the Sheffield Star, to be getting onto BBC Radio Sheffield, to be getting onto Look North, Calendar, and telling them what the march on June the 20th is about. We also need to make sure that there is no violence on that march, because violence is the story, if it happens, and it takes away from the real story, the real reason for the march. We need to make sure that the media have those messages and give those messages out very strongly, and that means people here going on television, going on radio, and actually giving that message out. Now, there's a lot of coaches going down from Sheffield, and I'm hoping that people on those coaches, well, I'm fairly certain that nobody's going down will actually want to engage in violence, because it does take away from the message. But there will be violence. It's probably violence that's ardent provocateurs sent in to do that, so that will be the message. So we want to make sure that we distance ourselves from that. Okay. Austerity isn't just about our public services. That's bad enough. It's bad for our economy. We aren't recovering at anything like the rate we should be. It's bad for equality. Equality is going that way now. And it's bad for our democracy. So we do need to come together and fight every one of those little battles, because those form the great battle that we will have to win before that 5-year term is up.